Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me this afternoon, this Tuesday afternoon, evening, per se. And man, I'm telling you, folks, I had this whole stream set up to kind of go into the history of the prepper movement, and then all of a sudden I get hit with all this stuff, the situation out in Texas. And, it's just like, what do I do? And because I know you folks want to know at least what the latest is, if you haven't already. But we're going to get into that in 1 second. I do want to say some hellos to some of you folks in chat. As always, I don't want to take away from that and acknowledge you, the viewers that come here on the live streams and hang out and to listen to me ramble on. All right, so let me back this up a little bit. Oh, back it up. Where we got? All right, so we got McBean in the house. On My Way is in the house. TN Prepping Ladies in the house. NH Strength is in the house. Harvey Black. Nate Van City is here as well. Julie F. Who else do we have? That threw me off for a second. Anyways, Caribbean House, good to see you. All right. I mean, YouTube has been acting a little funky for me lately. I don't know about you folks, but definitely some weird stuff. What's up, Mitten? Good to see you as always. Who else do we have in here? Did I get you a Chris Marie? Hopefully I did. Who else? Jeff is in the house, fellow neighbor. Who else do we got this evening? Coffee First and Speak. Good to see you, Coffee. Every time I see your name, it just makes me want to drink some more coffee. Anyways, Tiny Titan, good to see you. Angela, hello. Jan Penland, good to see you as well. All right, Dale, good to see you. Beretta, let me see here. Sheila, haven't made a live in a while. Well, I'm glad you made it, Sheila. Always good to see you in chat. Chief Prepper, what's up, brother? Hey, Chief, Thursday, I'm going to, I got those postcards you sent me. I'm going to share them on Thursday. I appreciate that, man. Pretty cool. What's up, Kim's Cluckers? Good to see you. All right, who else do we have? Jersey Girl, Beretta. You see, what else do we got? Mad Mama. What's up, Prepper Peeps? Good to see you. Baba Ellis, Jersey Girl. Richard Moore is in the house. Conquest, Dragon Slayer, Bell Prepper 1970, Debadoo, Seabass. Always good to see you. I'm a Fig Newton of your imagination. That's hilarious. Free at Last. Good to see you as well. Silly Eagle. Lawrence, thank you for visiting us all the way from overseas. Joe's Crayons. Hey, Gray and everybody. How you doing? Doing our best we can, man. Pony Girl. Did I catch everybody? Valerie H. Joe Perry. Liz Chavez. And I think Marilyn, I see you there. Lori in Oklahoma. Morty. Lori D. I think I got everybody. If I didn't, I do apologize. But thank you. Thank you all for being here. Southern Bell Teacher, I seen you popping in. Kit Carlson. I know I got you, Nate. Don't you know I was taking a YouTube break. Glad I could make it tonight. I appreciate that, don't you know? I think that so much. Big Dog is in the house. What's up? All right, folks. So, yeah. All right. So before we get into the topic of the live stream, it's the, what do they call that? That I can't think of the name. There's a analogy for it, but yeah, the cat in the room, or I forget what it's called. What's up, Teresa? Dobby, good to see you as well. JT in the house. Teresa, Yarn, you're not late, Yarn. You're right at the end of my little spiel of saying hello to everybody. Isabel, good to see you. Prepper. I got to slow down when I say that one. Because if not, I'll mess that one up. Nice little tongue twister for myself. But the cat in the room, I think that's what it is. The cat in the room. Elephant in the room. Thank you, Chief. I appreciate it. This is why I depend on you guys for these live streams, man. My mind is just a little bit convoluted with a lot of stuff right now, man, because I had this whole idea of what I want to do. And what's up, Cindy? And and then all of a sudden you're getting hit with all this information about what's transpiring at Texas. So first of all, what I'd like to do is, send out prayers and blessings to all the folks affected by that tragedy. It's horrible when something like that happens, no matter how we look at it, how conspiratorial we look at it, how we think why it happened, whatever reason, is still a tragedy. And the fact is, people lost their lives, especially when it comes to children, folks. To me, that hits home for me. You know what I mean? That just hits, it tugs on those heartstrings. I think that's how they say that. because I have a young daughter and I have kids. And ironically enough, my daughter is on a field trip at the moment. You know, she's about an hour away with her with her Catholic school because they're getting ready to finish up school here, I think Wednesday or Thursday. And it makes me think, you know, where she went, who she's around, what could transpire, because I know the direction and where they're going. And it's, you know, it's a theme park, I think, from my understanding. That's what they want to call it. I'm not going to say where. You know, I don't like to give super personal information out in case there's those crazies out there. But all in all, it just makes you think. You know, you send your kid to school, you expect them to be safe, and then you know, you turn on the news and you see something like this. Very very heartbreaking. Anyways, folks, so I will go ahead and bring up what we know so far in regards to that whole situation, in case some of you folks are out of the loop. I know some of you guys don't watch mainstream news, you know. And I'm going to go ahead and make this large so that you guys can see it. Let me switch this over to comments so I can see you guys talking as well. Sadly, seems to always happen. You know, Chief, I agree. It over the last month or so, the number of mass shootings and shootings in general, it just seems like that's all you hear in the news. And usually it's like remember Sandy Hook, and I think that's talked about in this article as well. It's when they're in power. That's people always wonder why we're so conspiratorial. Why do we think that these things happen for reasons, and you know, and our mind just gets, you know, so much it's like information overload, you know what I mean? And it's just hard to differentiate fact from fiction this day. The fact is people lost their lives. Now the fiction is, as soon as this transpired, of course, you know, social media is in an uproar, and people are trying to find his social media. I tried to find it as well to see if I could dig into it, but it was gone. The powers that be took it down immediately. So no one knows the entire history. I'm assuming that some of this will be leaked out. Like I said, this is still fresh. I'm pretty sure there'll be a bunch of YouTube channels as myself and others, news, periodicals, newspapers, local news, world news, and Corn Pop and his whole group of folks. They're all going to talk about it. And as usual, I guarantee you the first thing they're going to talk about is gun control, gun control, gun control. Second Amendment, Second Amendment, Second Amendment. That's the issue that I have with this. Because again, just like I said on Sunday, the theme here is it's not a firearm that produces the outcome of the situation. It's the person that has that tool, aka a firearm, in their hands and committing that crime or that atrocity. You know what I mean? It's 99% of 9 months. I swear, 99% of the time, law-abiding citizens do not do stuff like this. It's the lunatics, the crazies, the insanes, the mentally depressed or whatever that society has indoctrinated these kids into thinking all this wild, insane crap, and started to be so adamant about it. But it's the BS that comes with this. You know what I mean? And it's always the same spiel that these Dems are going to start spitting out their mouth. They're going to use this as a talking point moving into the primaries, which is the primaries right now. I've been listening to it, and that's a crap show, to be honest with you. I've been watching all these different things happen. You got Republicans fighting Republicans and Democrats. It's just ridiculous. I'm really curious to see how November plays out. I'm really curious to see how November is going to play out, folks. I just don't see it as good. Anyways, let me stop babbling on and bring up this article. Excuse me. So this is the gentleman here, Salvador Ramos. He's an 18-year-old kid that I guess went to the school. Now, what I'm saying here is I can only give you the information that I've looked in this article. This is from heavy.com. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other news media, because there was a bunch of different convoluted information that was just out there. Some people were like 2 people died. This many people died. This happened. The shooter was alive. The shooter was dead. He's an immigrant. He's not an immigrant. And it's just so much stuff. And that's when we get bombarded with this information. We have no clue what to believe. So I'm going off this. This was at 5:30, so not too long ago. They did update it, but they just wanted to update his Instagram that got taken down. I don't think anybody cares about that. All right. Anyways, it says Salvador Ramos was named the 18-year-old suspect in the mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, that left 15 people dead. These are 14 children, folks, and one teacher. And from my understanding, they're not mentioning his grandmother. A lot of people are stating that he might have shot his grandmother prior to this whole incident. And I think they talk about it in here. Anyways, this is Texas Governor Greg Abbott said in a news conference that swift action was taken by law enforcement at the scene of the mass shooting, but it was too late for many children. The shooter is no longer alive. Abbott said the shooter was Salvador Ramos, an 18-year-old man who resided in Uvalde. I'm butchering that name. I do apologize. The mass shooting occurred around noon, May 24th, 2022. And I did get notified, like around 12:15, I got notified. I got like my fingers or my hands into so many different outlets and chat rooms and stuff like that to send me information. And I was aware of it, and I was trying to keep an eye on what was happening and watched a few videos and live streams. And some of it made sense and some of it didn't. Anyways, whoops, I didn't want to do that. My apologies. Anyways, it says, there's 3 parts of this article. It says the suspect may have shot his grandmother before he went to the school. The governor revealed Ramos was a student at the high school and is a U.S. citizen, according to Abbott. So he's a U.S. citizen. And he went to the high school. Why did he go to the elementary school? To be determined, I guess. Maybe some of you folks already know. Maybe the information's already been out on the 6 o'clock news. ABC News reported that gunfire occurred inside the school, debunking early reports that shooting occurred outside. Abbott said the gunman abandoned his car before entering the school and opening fire. Authorities are exploring his connection to the school and are working with a name and scouring social media, ABC News reported. Heavy is working to verify Instagram page that some believe that was the shooter, as it contained pictures of weapons, and the user followed the high school students. Page was taken down shortly after the shooting, but it has not been confirmed. And to follow with that, it says Ramos entered the school with a handgun, possibly a rifle. For some reason, they still don't know. The governor said he shot and killed 14 students and killed a teacher. The governor has confirmed. Mr. Ramos, the shooter, he himself is deceased and is believed that responding officers killed him. 2 responding officers were struck by rounds but have no serious injuries, Abbott said on May 24th, 2022, which is just today. Said the gunman was a U.S. citizen. The motive is under investigation. Uvalde is now one of the nation's deadliest elementary school shootings. 27 people were killed in the Sandy Hook school shooting that happened here in Florida. Ironically enough, Florida, Texas, big red states, they were probably going to use that as their talking point as well. The suspect mother was also murdered by him. So was it his mother? The suspect's mother was also murdered by him. So his grandmother, mother. All right. So again, there's inconsistencies. Who knows, folks? Anyways, let me go ahead and get rid of that there. But so that's the gist of it. That's what's currently, that's the information that I have. What's up, Oslander? Oslander, something is going on with the tubes, brother. I've been getting all kinds of weird stuff happening to the channel, but maybe it's that time of the season. Every 6 months, they come in. They do a lot of damage to channels like myself, yours, and others by either removing subscribers, by removing likes, by removing views, whatever happens to tickle their fancy. That's what they do. And there's nothing we can do at it as content creators. We can email, we can argue, we can show screenshots, and there's a slim chance that they'll resolve the issue. Slim chance. It happens every once in a while. I've been shocked. But rarely nothing happens. And they just say that's just, oh, that account was not a real account, or they'll just come up with something, or they'll create a little issue, a ticket, and it'll say this issue is being resolved in a month. Which in a month, this video will be like a video like this, a live stream, because the live streams are kind of, you hit it and then people watch the replay and it's done. It's not like people go there to look up like how to do lamp oil or how to store rice and stuff like that gets continuously hits. Live streams are kind of like a all or nothing, and then it just disappears down the road. Some people may watch them, not too many, but just because they're long. What's up, his sweetie? I appreciate that on my way. Rebel Prepper, good to see you, man. Sad day in Texas it is. So that's the information that I have for that. That was going on in Texas. I mean, I'm even looking at right now, we have about 111 people, 67 thumbs up, 112 people. To me, that seems low for a Tuesday night, right, folks? It seems really low. Like no one's getting notifications. I even posted in the community tab. I posted on the Discord. So it's not like I'm not trying to let everyone know. And I'm pretty sure I'll get some comments down below after the live stream ends. I'm like, hey, I never got a notification for that. Again, 'tis the season to be jolly, I guess, in regards to the tubes. I had my coffee. That's awesome. Farmer Son, good to see you. I appreciate that, Carol. Thank you so much. Van City, thank you. That it is, Lawrence. So anyways, I want to touch on something. Thursday night stream will probably be, I guarantee a Thursday night stream will probably be a big stream. Trying to get away from the topic that we just got. You know what I mean? I'll stay on top of it. If anything pops off, I'll bring it up back on Thursday. I'm going to try to focus on what I can handle around me. Queekney, truly appreciate that. Thank you for the support, Queekney. Welcome to the Grey family. Gene A, my notice shows up after the fact, almost as if time zone issues. It could be, Gene. It's hard to tell sometimes. It's hard to tell. Ostlander's info says 100% proven in action. They are doing it to all the prepper channels that get an increase in numbers quickly. It's definitely a percent-based line of code, and the algo, i.e. subs, jump by percentage, and then AI kicks in. Probably. Van City, I appreciate that for being a member of the Grey family for 2 months. Love you. You guys are awesome. Mr. and Mrs. Van City. What's up, Okie Khan? Good to see you as well. Little Lone Prepper, hello. Like to send me notifications after the stream. Right on. See, you guys are the proof in the pudding, as they like to say. It's that simple. Why? I don't understand why. You know, if I was a channel that was to do literally about nothing, if I just wanted to show you a cat smashing its head into a wall and making people laugh, for some reason, they love that stuff. But anything that's educational, that's going to either inform the public, educate the public, or teach someone something, they just seem to suppress the crap out of it. I just don't understand why. Anyways, thank you, Yarn. What's up, Dragon? Great video, Van City. Oh, just saw something too. Sorry. Empress Kimberly, been a member for 5 months. Thank you so much for that. Truly appreciate that. High grade. Thanks for the peanut butter heads up. Not a problem, Empress Kimberly. And that's what I truly love. Like, someone wrote me a comment the other day, and I'm sorry I'm going down off the topic and stuff like that, but I do apologize. It's a live stream, folks. Things happen. But thank you all for being here and hitting that thumbs up button for your support. But he wrote in the comment section, he was like, hey, man, I just happened to notice your subscribers. And that blew me away. He said, you should be like 100,000 subscribers. He says, the way you do your content, the cleanliness, the production and stuff like that. He says, you do a really good job. And I was like, thanks, man. I said, it's all left up to the gods that run this platform. You know what I mean? All we can do is try to do everything we can to follow the algo, as they like to call it, and do what we do, and just put out content out there. And eventually it's either going to work or not work. I'm going to stay at it no matter what, unless something truly bad happens, either in my life or something. Maybe I'll have to take a break or something like that. I hope I don't have to. Matter of fact, there's something about on Thursday I want to talk about. I'm going to kind of, at the end of that live stream, I want to talk to the YouTube content creators that are here on this platform that watch me, because I've been seeing some stuff going around, and I just want to support you guys and explain something, but I'll leave that then. On a positive note, folks, Thursday night's live stream, for the 128 of you that are here tonight, remember Thursday night's live stream, if you can make it at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Polymedical, that giveaway that I'm going to be doing, Polymedical hit me back up and said, hey, man, we want to make sure that we give you this stuff for the giveaway. You don't have to pay for it. And I said, okay, I just want to do 3 staplers. And they said, well, we want to give you the 3 staplers. We want to give you the kits in general. So each person, I'll have 3 winners on Thursday night. So you're going to get one of these staplers here. So you're going to get that, and also one of the kits, because they sent me 3 other kits as well. And they said, just give a kit and a stapler away when you do the giveaway. And I said, okay, I can do that. So there'll be 3 people winning a stapler. I know it's a little bit noisy because of the plastic, but so 3 people Thursday night will win a stapler, a skin stapler. If you haven't watched that video, check it out. I did really enjoy doing that video, and had fun with it as well. But and also the kit itself, like the little, it's called a dissection kit, but it's like a little mini surgical kit. And it's just nice to have. And if whoever wins it, hopefully it's something that you can need and put in your emergency preparedness preps. I agree, Lori. Thank you, Mama Bear J15. Anytime, Fluffy Otter. You know, it's nice to start working with these companies that are willing to help out the channel as well. They see what I'm doing. They see how I do the reviews. They see how I talk about things, and they seem to like the community enough to say, okay, hey, well, you know what? I see what you're doing. Let us pick up that bill, do your giveaway, but we're going to go ahead and comp that for you. So I was like, well, that's very nice of you. So kudos to Polymedical. He even said the rep said, I'm going to try to watch your live stream. He said the kids will be up, or I mean, the kids got to go to bed at a specific time, but I'm going to try to catch your live stream. I was like, well, that's very nice of you. So yes. And folks, I'm going to be honest with you. I got a lot of reviews coming up. I know some of you folks don't like them, but it's just a way to help me out, help the channel out. Some people do like the reviews. I even have one weird one, and I know some of you are probably going to be like, what the heck is this? But you know, I think it'll tie in. At first I wasn't going to do it, but it does tie into preparedness. And I know Mick Bean and Nate Strength and a few other folks out there will think this is kind of a cool review, but that'll be in June. Anyways, what else do I want to say? Matter of fact, everything else, all the other hodgepodge stuff I'll say for Thursday night. Let's kind of get into this. Pony Girl, you like the reviews? Prepping Lady, the reviews are awesome. I thank you. I appreciate. I really enjoy doing them because I learn a lot about what I'm showing you, and I'm hoping that you guys. And remember, folks, you don't have to buy anything. I don't ever want you to think that just because I do a review on something that you have to buy it. You know what I mean? So please don't think that. If you just like to watch and see how I do the review, or if you're intrigued by something, and if you do, there's usually a link down below for you to check out. It's something that maybe you might want to put on your list one day and say, hey, you know, I could use that. Might not right now because I don't have the finances to do so, but maybe down the road, this might work for me. I like the way Grey broke that down, and I see how it makes sense for emergency preparedness. What's up, the Bitter Critter? Reviews are extremely helpful. I read Amazon reviews before. And Gene A, I do the same thing, to be honest with you. All right, folks. So two quick things real quick. Before we get into prepper history, I wanted to show you guys something. Where was it at? Two things. First, I want to show you, let me see here. I want to bring this up for people that are in Britain, in the UK, and you folks know here in the US, stuff's going to go sideways here, but this happened to come on my radar, and I wanted to show it to you. But it says Britain faces another energy shock as bills set to surge 42%, folks. Britain has already been under, their energy costs have already been skyrocketing. Just like here in the US, people's energy costs are skyrocketing. If you have natural gas, your electricity bills, cooling and heating and all that stuff like that, you guys are seeing this. And come fall, if inflation continues to go the route that it is, and I think it is, and everything, all these costs seem to go. I mean, like I said, by August, I think gas prices would be, or the national gas average should probably be close to $6. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. Anyways, it says British consumers will face another sharp jump in their power and gas bills just before the winter, adding the surging cost of almost everything from food to petrol. The energy price cap is likely to soar to a record of $3,499. I couldn't. That's already converted it into U.S. dollars. In October, Chief Executive Officer Jonathan Barely told the panel of lawmakers on Tuesday that this will send about 12 million households. 12 million households. So you figure 12 million households. There's three or four, maybe two to four people in that household. So you times that 12 million by those folks. People have kids and stuff, into fuel poverty. Just as heating demand starts to pick up with the cold weather setting in. The surge will pile even more pressure on the Chancellor of, I'm going to probably say this right, Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, to help consumers struggling with the worst squeeze on living standards since the 1950s, folks. 1950s. Even with the $9 billion, and that was, I forget what the $9 billion was, but I wanted to share that with you folks. And I had one other thing that I wanted to bring up before we get into that, before we get into the actual topic, right? Cindy Rice, I can still return 4 to 5 of their notes. Where was that? Mom by Beverly 15 States. Sorry, I'm just looking at, I think the leaders of the world got together to put the squeeze on the worldwide people. Pony Girl, it could be. We always hear about that one world government, one world currency. You know, and they call us conspiracy theorists because this is, but the thing is it's just all laid out. It's just all laid out, folks. Speaking of conspiracy theories, right? And some of you guys had to have seen this, right? Where is it at? Let me bring this up here. It's actually a video. I gotta switch this over. Video file. Where are you at, video file? But anyways, did you guys see what happened in Canada with the train that was carrying all that fertilizer, all the potash fertilizer? Massive crash. I'm gonna mute it just because I don't think we need to hear it. But that was this is in Canada, folks. This train here was carrying fertilizer. You know, we've seen the fertilizer plants catch on fire, explode, burn down, the whole issue with Russia and fertilizer and everything else like that. This is fertilizer. Coincidence? Or, are we just crazy for thinking what we think? Freaking fertilizer, man. I saw that and I was just like, wow, another situation arise to make the situation now we're in worse. Yeah, Bitter Critter. I agree. Yeah, Dina Walters. Steven Spielman, I agree, man. That's the problem, and they look at us like quacks when we say this is done by design. How is this all happening? How is it all this stuff happening at one time? It's insane. Little Lone, you saw that one? Green is 100% scam. I hear you, Fluffy Otter. Certainly convenient for them. I agree. What's up, Janine? Good to see you. All right, so now let's move into the topic. I've been bambling on for 26 minutes. I'm going to actually finally get into the topic at hand. And let me see here. I want to show you guys a clip first. Hopefully, I think this is a public freedom of, you can use these clips from the archive from the thing. So I don't think I should get in trouble for using this. But I wanted to show you this clip. And some of you folks may be old enough. Oh, what happened here? Whoops, that is not what I wanted. Having technical issues with this. If your browser's having trouble sharing this video, why does this always happen? I guess I'm probably not going to be able to show the video. Who knows? I can see the video. It's right there. Maybe I'll just, because I'm not going to use the audio. I was going to use the audio, but maybe we just won't use the audio. Yeah, whatever. So I'm just going to share my screen and play the video. But a lot of you folks will probably remember, if anybody's in this age group, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say anybody's old, because I'm just as old as some folks out there. Where is it at? Let's bring it up here. Move that down here. Because without doing it this way, you can't. Yeah. I'm going to make this full screen and share my screen with you folks. Oh boy, this is going to drive me nuts. One of these days. It is hot in Florida too. It's hot in this room. All right. Looks like a blank screen, right? Here we go. I'm going to, where's the volume control? Where's the volume control in this thing? But how many of you folks remember this stuff here? Do you remember these old duck and cover videos? My father used to tell me about stuff like this. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing about stuff like this, as I watch some of this archival footage of the civil defense group and stuff like that back in the day, when they used to have people do these like routines, these duck and cover routines and stuff like that, it made people think back then about preparedness. So that's what I like about it. But some of the information presented here, and maybe it's because they didn't understand at the time what was transpiring, because of the fact that ducking and covering in a nuclear situation is probably not going to do much of anything. Hiding, going into a bathroom, a centralized room or a bathroom during a tornado or even a hurricane, yes, that could be beneficial. But to do this here and, in a school, depending on how close you're to that blast, I don't think so. And then the other part of this, let me see if I can go up a little bit to this. Let me skip through this. I don't want to take up too much of your time with this video. But, they basically are telling, talk to old people, go to shelters and stuff like that. It's kind of funny. But, and the air raid sirens and stuff like that. This is the one that blows me away. Let's say you're camping. Nuclear blast happens. And they tell you just to throw blankets over you. Now, I get shielding your eyes from stuff. But a newspaper or a blanket or something like that is probably not going to do much for a nuclear explosion. But I wanted to share that. I wish I would have had the God made dirt don't hurt. Roger that. The perception of safety. Agreed. South Florida, early 70s. Yep. Remember those drills? See, I figured some of you guys would. I was born during the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1960. I'm a firecracker. Right on, Allison. Angry Record Problem. Those were still showing these while I was in school in the 70s and mid 70s. Yeah, because I guess that you have to look at the what was it? The Cold War lasted for quite some time, and then of course the Cuban Missile Crisis, stuff like that. I guess after the Reagan era, things changed a little bit after Gorbachev and take down that wall or break down that wall and all that stuff happened. Things started changing. But here we are for full circle with the whole Russia and Ukraine thing. And I'm going to get into that at a different time, but there's a lot of things happening over there that friends of mine, like KT's over in Poland, people that are seeing things differently than the news is putting out. And also the situation with Taiwan and China and stuff like that. But anyways, born in 1956, so I wasn't quite used to them yet. Right on, Cindy. What's up, B Walker and Unknown Vector? Good to see you. Anybody I didn't mention, thank you for being here. And like I said, to me, it seems like a light crowd, but it could be me. Sometimes I don't pay attention to the numbers. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with me. A lot of people do catch things on the replay, but I don't know. I just know YouTube is doing some odd stuff. So let's dive into a little bit of the history of preppers, right? I think this is kind of cool. I wonder if I can make this any bigger. I guess you guys can see it. If you guys ever want any of this information that I have on the screen, just email me and I'll send it to you. This was done March 27th of 2020. So relatively new. This one I liked because it's kind of quick. But let me see. It says, I've written lots about preppers over the last few weeks, and a lot of people are, because we're becoming mainstream. We're being accepted finally, at least by many. It says definitions of this unique lifestyle vary. Some preppers choose to live off the public power grid, while others prep within their homes and in the suburbs and urban areas. We call them urban preppers, suburban preppers. You know, you got your rural preppers. There's all kinds of us. In Reacher's case, he doesn't. So Reacher is just a book she's talking about. So I'm going to skip through that. This is, although prepper is a relatively new term, the concept of preparedness has been around for decades. Many preppers refer back to self-sufficient lifestyle of early settlers before the development of supermarkets and other conveniences. And I agree with that. It says the early roots of prepper movement in America grew out of paranoia surrounding the Cold War in the 1950s. During this time, building fallout shelters and practicing bomb drills were reviewed as common safety measures. And what I give, at least at the time, at least the government, the powers that be were at least trying to warn people to get prepared. Nowadays, you get little to no warning of anything. You know what I mean? They don't care too much about, they take preparedness sometimes and make a joke about it, like the CDC's website about how to prepare for a zombie apocalypse. Supposedly that's supposed to appeal to a younger audience and get them into emergency preparedness. I just think people take it as a joke when they hear about zombie apocalypse. You know what I mean? But this day and age, I mean, you know, with everything else going on, who knows? Who knows if that was to happen? You know what I mean? We've seen some crazy stuff already. Anyways, it says in the late 1990s, the Y2K scare brought preparedness to the forefront of the general public momentarily. A lot of you folks, I know you folks, I was a teenager during the Y2K situation. Or was I in 93? No, I was a little older through Y2K. So I graduated high school in 93. Somewhere, I forget how old I was. I'm too old to remember. After the scare turned out to be false, however, it fed into the idea that survivalist movement, which was viewed as including preppers at the time, was unfounded and led to the demise of its popularity. So whenever something happens, let's say like the Mayan prophecies or anything that's scary and then it doesn't happen, people are like, oh, those people are just crazy. Why do I need to prep? You know what I mean? They're just insane. Nothing is ever going to happen. Boy, are they wrong. Anyways, the September 11th terrorist attack in 2001 once again brought attention to the importance of being prepared. After the attacks, many people began to stockpile supplies and create evacuation strategies. Survivalists saw the attacks as an affirmation that their fears were founded and precautions are justified. And I agree. Who would have thought that you would see, and of course the controversy with the Twin Towers, folks, I'm not even going to go there right now, but who would have thought that we would see something like that, an attack on American soil in a grand scale, So who's to say that something will not happen? Anything is popular. No problem, Tina. Good to see you. I was Bobby. See, you were born in 93. Man, I'm old then. Anyways, the desire to be prepared was further reinforced by Hurricane Katrina, which left thousands of people without access to resources and supplies. One of the main reasons I got into prepping was hurricanes. If you're a Floridian, if you live in Florida and you're not a prepper, something has to be wrong with you. Have you seen the devastation? I remember Hurricane Andrew, how it leveled that city. It literally leveled it, flattened it. And eventually it'll happen. If we look at Florida's history, Texas history, Louisiana, North Carolina, Hurricane Sandy, or is it, no, they call it what, subtropical, whatever, Sandy in New York, things can happen and you need to be prepared. Anyways, the term prepper emerged in early 2000s. It was news to me, but curious. I was curious where the term prepper came from. It says preppers distinguish themselves from survivalists. So you have your survivalists, your homesteaders, and your preppers. There's different genres of folks, and people like to break it down like that. Some people will classify as one. I feel I'm more well-rounded. I'm a survivalist, prepper, wannabe homesteader per se, right? You know what I mean? Because that's my end goal. Anyways, it says preppers distinguish themselves from survivalists who historically focus on self-defense and stockpiling ammunition. Well, I stockpile ammunition and weapons and food and water and everything else like that. So I feel like I'm just more intertwined with it. I think it's more, they mesh together a little bit better because, excuse me, you have to focus on, you got your preps, right? But you have to focus on also, you need to defend those preps in a worst case scenario, right? So you have to have a way to defend yourself and all the money that you put into your preps and your property. Anyways, the term prepper emerged in early 2000s. Preppers, okay, I already read that one. Prepper is more general term for everyday people who take precautions for the future rather than preparing for Armageddon. Now, I like that fact. Yes, that's what we do. We're preparing for a future event, something that may happen or will happen down the road. Things like hurricanes and stuff like that is bound to happen. Tornadoes, power outages, ice storms, droughts, loss of income, stuff like what happened to that in just different areas, and like 9/11, and the list goes on. This is why I honestly feel from my heart that everyone should be a prepper, or at least have some sort of idea of what emergency preparedness is, and at least acknowledge that it's beneficial for them to have some extra stuff in their home in case emergency happens to arise. Anyways, this is in 2012, a show by National Geographic called Doomsday Preppers, which everybody knows, once again brought preparedness to the mainstream headlines. Although many preppers depicted this show leans toward the most extreme or more extreme, there's since been a significant trend towards small-scale prepping across America. Yes, I'm pretty sure if you watch that, they kind of made prepping, they made us look like idiots per se, right? Made people look like idiots. And you can talk to folks that have been on there like Jason and stuff like that, who've been on that kind of platform and dealt with those people, and you can hear his story. I think we discussed it when I did an interview with him. Anyways, it says due to the often secretive nature of prepping, it's hard to gain an accurate read on how many preppers there are in the country. However, studies suggest 4 to 9 million Americans engage in prepping activities. Yeah, I can agree with that fact. So I got more for you, GreyMan. So if you prepare a car for vacation, what do they call these folks? Is there any difference, Steve? Exactly. And here's the thing, Steve. I don't think a lot of people prepare their car like they should. How many people have the right tools? How many people know how to change a tire? How many people have spare belts and stuff like that, or spare parts that they may need? The proper jacks, the proper equipment, maybe a 2 to 3 day supply of food, a way to heat themselves, maybe a way to cool themselves. There's so many things, and I know it sounds like a lot. Like I can't put all that stuff in my car. I have a super compact car. That's why I don't like compact cars, because it's just not, to me, it doesn't make a great preparedness vehicle. Okay. But some people, these are the cars that some people have dealt, and they make do with what they have. So I'm not saying you're in the wrong. I'm just saying there's lots of things that you can throw in your car that you're going to need. We've seen this time and time again with the situations that have arose. Look at Louisiana. What is that bridge called down there in Louisiana? Car camping, right on. I grow enough bananas to keep a lot of people alive. That's awesome, Quest. What's up, Pilgrim Prepper? Gene A. Jason is the angry prepper. He was on I think season 3, season 2, season 3, something like that, on Doomsday Preppers. And where was it going? That bridge down there in Louisiana, there's 2 of them that are really long. I think one's like 32 miles long. That's a long bridge, folks. And if your car was to break down, or if there's a traffic jam or accident on that bridge and you're stuck on that bridge for hours, are you ready for that? If it's middle of the summer, middle of July, the heat is out there, it's beaming the sun, you can't, you only have so much fuel. You're stuck on that bridge for 8 hours. You run out of gas. Your car overheats or whatever the situation may be, because there's a accident on that bridge and it's not being moved because it's such a, there's only 1 and 2 ways to get through it. You need to be prepared for something like that. Imagine you're on that bridge and your cell phone just died on you. You don't have any like water. You don't have this or that. That's going to create a problem. And then in tune, that's going to put you at risk, or your family. If you have kids in the car, them at risk as well. You see, I have Discord, but I rarely even touch it. Right on. I love the Discord. Believe it or not, I try to read everybody's information on there, and I love the way the Discord, that part of my channel, aka the Grey community, has evolved in the Discord, because a lot of people do communicate in there and share information, from gardening to herbal stuff to news to all different types of information, because we can get it out quick and fast. Several moderators in there. You get Harvey, Dragon. I think Van City. Are you? I don't know if you're a mod in there or not, but a lot of people can just pump out information quickly out of just throwing a live stream up or putting a video out. You get the information a lot faster on the Discord. What's up, Redneck Prepper? Good to see you. I can't, Harvey Black. I can't get log in on Discord. Jan, I don't know. Some people have had issues. I got an email the other day, but I got it resolved. I don't understand the Discord. Is there a link for it? So Discord, for everybody that's watching right now, there is a link down below in the Discord. And every one of my videos, if you ever go down to the description, all my links are down below, be it Discord links, other social media links, my email address, my P.O Box, my affiliate links. All that stuff is always down below in every single video down in the description. Matter of fact, I need to update that with other stuff. Thank you, Gene A. I appreciate that. Truly appreciate that. Let me see here. JT, same here with Rumble. And a lot of people ask me, like, Grey, why don't you? I have Rumble. I have BitChute. I have Gab. I have all of it. Twitter, Getter, Instagram. I have it all. And if you're part of those platforms, you can click on it and join me there. I'm not as active as I'm on here on YouTube or Discord, but people get a hold of me via that way as well. Perfect. Thanks. I'll have a look. No problem, Bell. Like I said, I always tell people, you got to look down in the description. I put a lot of information down there. And in the beginning, I'll usually put my little, what the video is about. And then I'll put ways to get a hold of me and anything affiliates and ways to support the channel, all that stuff under there. Beretta Vandy, pop into Discord on occasion to just annoy Harvey. Right on, Beretta. That's funny. Carol, yeah, unfortunately, I'm a lot busier than folks think I am. Between 2 jobs, YouTube, family, gardening, prepping, days blend into weeks and weeks blend into months, and it's just crazy. Speaking of which, I think we have a D date for the move to the new house, which once I have the new house, there's a lot of things you guys are going to see. I'm going to be building a brand new full-size prepper pantry. I'm going to be building we have a what's it called? A blank space for the garden that I've had to fight for. So I'm going to be building an entire new garden. And also we have a nice kitchen where you'll start to see me doing stuff like dehydration and dehydrating some stuff out of the garden. You're going to see Grey canning and you're going to see Grey cooking. Some of you guys enjoyed that one video I did. So you'll see GreyMan cooking some stuff, because it's the kitchen and the way it's set up. I can set up my camera and stuff like that, and we'll have some fun with it. So there's a lot of content to come from this channel. Like I said, I'm still young. This is only, I haven't even been here 2 years yet. In December, we'll make 2 years. So I'm still young to this. Film it all. Yeah, Lauren, I plan on filming it all. I'm going to share that with you. Thank you, B Walker. I like the Discord and lots of good information over there. Agreed. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. It's crazy to take all what you have here and then move preps, but it's like a blank slate. So it gives me opportunity to shore up some things and make things a little bit more organized. And I'm going to take you, of course, you guys along that process. This has been an expensive month. Minuteman, every month seems expensive sometimes. Where are we at on time? 45 minutes. Okay. I'm still young too. Congratulations on your new home. I'm out of the loop. No problem, Bell. Yeah, I think D-Day is on September 1st, which is Lady Grey's birthday. And my birthday is on the 3rd. I celebrated my birthday with you, the viewers, last year, and we had a good time. I'm not sure if you guys want to do that again this year. You know what I mean? If you want me to do like a Grey's birthday celebration again, if you guys enjoyed that, the people that were with me at that time, I had a lot of fun. If I do it, I'm probably going to invite some good friends over. I'm going to try to reach out to Rudy because, you know, me and Rudy are like brothers, and several other channels that I'm been, you know, friends with for quite some time. So it should be fun. Let me see here. GreyMan, I didn't realize you had found property. Awesome. Yeah, Tina, it's not what we're exactly looking for. I've tried to explain it to some folks. What's up, Matty Gay? It's kind of an investment property. It's still going to be urban homesteading, because it's in a new development. But we need it to buy. We need that property to get the end result of having a full-on homestead because of the cost of property here in Florida. So we're using that as a stepping stone to that finalization of actually having a homestead. So we're probably going to be in this house for about 2 years, I think, or less, depending on how everything plays out and how the world plays out. And then once I pull the equity out of that house and probably rent it out or something like that, I will then, you guys, if whoever's with me at that point, will see me start a homestead and build that out. So I'll go from urban homesteading to rural homesteading pretty much. So that'll be fun. Let me see. Yes, this book's are so informative. Don't do birthdays. They are like wizards, real names, dangerous. Right on, Beretta. I will bring that up. I will do like a poll down the road or something like that to see if folks want to do that. Because if anybody watched that, we had a lot of fun. We did have a lot of fun on that stream. I was popping confetti and all kinds of stuff. My daughter and my wife, they came in here and brought me a cake. We blew out the candles. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Bringer of change. Roger that. Great party time. Yeah, Van City, we had a good time. It was almost a year ago, September. But I'll talk about that again down the road. I still had another part of the history of prepper movement from radicals to mainstream, because that's what we are now, folks. At least we're not looked at as the crazies. I mean, folks are always going to look at us crazy people, but people are getting on board with this whole situation. So before it gets too late, let me try to get back into this. I wish, yeah, let me see here. There we go. Jennifer Cruz, that would be hard to mod. 3 inches of rain. That's a lot of rain, brother. Come live come live on my land. That would be awesome, Barbara. City homestead is grading, nothing to look down on. I agree, Yarn. You got to make do with whatever you have. You know what I mean? So if you're in an urban environment, do the best you can. You know, that's how I feel about it. You got to take with whatever you have. That's weird. And do the best you can. So I think it's kind of cool going from my situation here to another urban environment, but a blank slate of an urban environment, and building that urban homestead, even though I'm going to have neighbors and stuff. I think that's going to be kind of cool. And then moving from an urban homestead to a rural homestead. So everybody who's going to be following me for the next year or 2 or 3 years, or hopefully however long I'm here on YouTube, which I hope is a nice long stay. As long as you folks keep on watching me, I'll keep on doing videos. To watch me transition through this process and growing with me and learning things as we go, you know, because there's going to be mistakes I'm going to make, and you, the viewers, always help me out. But anyways, let's kind of finish up this topic. I know we've gone all kinds of different directions on this live stream. I do apologize for the folks watching the replay. If YouTube lets it replay, I don't know. Anyways, so this is another part of the whole prepper movement, origins of the prepper movement. Hey, Beretta, you made it to the Discord. Awesome. It says they use terms like, and I hate saying it, but anyways, the end of the world as we know it, have bug out bags meticulously packed and stock their pantries with buckets of emergency food, which boast shelf lives of 25 years. That we do. These individuals are called preppers, and they pride themselves on planning for everything from natural to EMP disasters, 100%. Today, the prepper movement is growing quickly in the U.S., but when and how did this movement get started? So there's going to be a little bit of redundancy here. Anyways, it says many prepper websites, and this is the origins of the prepper movement. It says many prepper websites are quick to remind us that preparedness used to be a normal activity. I agree. Emergency preparedness, or just being prepared in general, our forefathers, our grandmas and grandpas and all those folks, they didn't call it prepping. They just called it living and surviving and getting ready for the winter or the summer or whatever. This was normal to them. They didn't have to call themselves preppers. They were preppers in their own sense. Anyways, they give examples of how the older generations canned their own vegetables and knew how to hunt. A thing that most people don't know how to do today. How many people know how to can their own vegetables? And I know a lot of you folks do, but think about that. How many folks, when you mention pressure canning, they look at you like, whoa, because even I was like a little bit nervous at it at first because you hear explosions and this and that and botulism. And so it scares people. But come to find out, it's a lot easier than you would expect. How many people know how to hunt and fish? How many people know how to dress out an animal? You know what I mean? How many people know how to, once you dress out that animal, what to do with that meat and how to store that meat for long term? So these are things a lot of people have forgotten. It says, however, these early people prepared more out of necessity than personal philosophy. Thus, for these three early groups, preparedness was simply a part of everyday life. It wasn't until conveniences like supermarkets and mass-produced goods were ubiquitous that the prepper movement could get started. In other words, society needed to be unprepared for a preparedness movement to take place. I thought that was kind of funny in this part. Anyways, it goes back into the 1950s, 60s paranoia. I don't think I need to cover that. And then in this other part, 1970s, 1980s retreaters. So I guess a while back they were called retreaters versus preppers. And the reason why is because survivalists usually would go head on to something, and retreaters were people that were trying to get away from a situation, and not like retreat in a bad way, but you don't want to put yourselves in harm's way or your family. So anyways, in 1975, author Kurt Saxon began writing a newsletter called The Survivor. In this publication, he talked about pioneer skills and the early technology he's often credited for coining the term survivalist. In the 1970s, the term survivalist and retreater were often used interchangeably, just like how prepper and survivalist are used today. However, they soon began to differentiate. The survivalist became associated with more the combative style of preparedness. Later, Saxon wrote controversial books on how to make homemade weapons such as bombs. I guess that was kind of probably made people freak out. But anyways, it says, by contrast, a retreater is someone who tries to avoid conflict and become invisible, basically going gray. Numerous other books about economic collapse and disaster preparedness were published during this decade. And in the 1980s, survivalism had become a multi-billion-dollar industry. In addition to books, there were expos for survivalist equipment starting in the 1980s, which I had no clue that there was these expos and conventions for preppers. I can't wait. I want to go to one. I wish there was one in Florida. Maybe the one will pop up eventually. Anyways, moving on. It says that in the 1990s, radicals and extremists. We love that word, extremists and radicals, right? In the 1960s, the survivalist movement was linked to the burgeoning ecology of sustainability movements. However, by the 1990s, these movements had split. Survivalists were considered to be very right-wing conservatives with radical anti-government sentiments. These negative connotations were only reinforced by a series of events linked to survivalist groups, such as the siege on Ruby Ridge in 92. A lot of us folks remember that. The siege on Waco compound in 1993. But if anybody knows anything about David Koresh, he was a sociopath. He was insane. Anyways, and the terrorist attack by Timothy McVeigh, we all remember that as well. At least most of you do. Most of you folks do. I know I do. Vividly. I was young, but I remember. Anyways, which happened in Oklahoma, if you're not familiar with that. It says the Y2 scare slightly revived the survivalist movement. However, when the scare turned out to be a bunk, it only reinforced the idea the survivalist ideology was extreme and unfounded. Anyways, that was kind of repetitive from the original article. Maybe she took some of that information from there. And then it goes into 2001, where the first use of prepper, what I discussed earlier. And then it says the first known use of the term prepper was in 1904, folks. 1904. I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? Not sure. That depiction is true. Friends used to call me Ruby Ridge. Right on, Carol. That's funny. That's funny to say. I'm glad I have this monitor down below so I can kind of keep an eye on chat. Anyways, 1904, I thought that was pretty interesting. However, there's no evidence of where it was used. In fact, the date specific Google search term for prepper for the year 2000, which I had told you earlier. Anyways, it talks about the terrorist attack, talks about Katrina, which we already discussed. Anyways, To finalize this whole information here, it says in 2010 and onward, preppers go mainstream. Hence, we have YouTube channels that talk about emergency preparedness and websites and a lot of other stuff. Anyways, around 2010, the prepper movement made an active push to distinguish themselves from the survivalists of the past. In 2010 article on BBC, Tom Martin, founder of the American Preppers Network, says the survivalists are people with a history of guns and ready-to-eat meals who can live off the land. By contrast, prepper is more of a generalized term. Preppers don't try to isolate themselves in preparation for Armageddon. Instead, they keep normal lives and have a relaxed view of pending disasters. Now, as you can see, this is this person's opinion. And like I said, we can always agree to disagree. Certain things I can agree with, certain things I disagree with in this article. But this is how mainstream views us. Anyways, this is another article during the 2010 entitled Rise of Preppers, Survivalist Gets a Makeover, makes it clear that preppers aren't just another group of paranoid doomsdayers. They mostly focus on natural disasters while mixing in some traditional views of self-reliance. A Newsweek article from 2010 called The Prepper Movement, Survivalism Light. I don't know where they came up with that, but it was pretty funny. Anyways, in the following years, the prepping movement experienced a huge boom. Google Trends shows a massive increase in the search term prepper in March 2012. And again, that's due to the whole doomsday prepper. Let me skip past that one. And this last part of this article, it says common practices amongst preppers. And this is where I agree. It says on prepper websites and communities, there are many common themes about which steps need to be taken to get prepared for disasters. The main ones include stockpiling food and water, packing a bug-out bag in case of evacuation into the wilderness, or an evacuation in general. You don't have to just say the wilderness, you know what I mean? I think that's just being too narrow-minded. Planning for a blackout or grid outage, adapting off-grid technologies, going back to the old ways, you know, manual stuff, adapting off-grid tech, learning wilderness skills, aka bushcraft. We've talked about bushcraft skills. They're good to know, depending on what your plan is. If you plan on going to the woods, but they're always nice to practice and kind of, if you have the time to learn some of these skills, it's great. Trying to go out there and start a fire with the bow drill is probably not the easiest thing. If you have a lighter, awesome. So you might as well prep lighters. If you have a ferrocerium rod, even better. Having backups and redundancies to me is a great skill to have. So those redundancies to me are more important than just learning how to use a bow drill. My opinion. Practicing first aid, huge one. Matter of fact, on Thursday stream, like I said, we'll be doing the giveaway on Thursday stream, and we're going to focus in on medical preparedness on that stream. Learning self-defense. I agree 100%. Everyone should learn some sort of form of self-defense if you can, from the simple to the advanced, depending on who you are. If you're a person bound to a wheelchair, I can understand there's still certain things that you can learn that can help you in that situation. Even if you're older, and when I mean by older, I mean like 70, 80, 90, you know, like that, there's still ways to try to circumvent something from harming you, or at least having at least the ability and knowledge to do so is better than not having it at all. Food production, gardening, which I love, and making an evacuation plan. I've told everybody that having a plan is key to any emergency preparedness kit and your family. You got to have a plan. Lights go out, what's our plan? Hurricane come, what's our plan? Earthquake, what's our plan? Grid down, what's our plan? Having a plan is going to save you a lot of time and possibly save your life. So make that plan now, practice that plan, and know that plan inside and out. Anyways, like I said, this live stream didn't go as exactly how I planned it because of what had transpired in Texas. But hopefully some of you folks out there found some of this information valuable, or at least intriguing and informative. You know, like I said, 1904, that was kind of intriguing to learn that the word prepper was used back in 1904. Something I myself didn't know. Oh, great. We are under tornado warning. Carol, it's been a crazy season. Florida just got their notification that there's going to be more, what do they call it? A very active season here in Florida, an above normal season. That's what they call it. An above normal season for hurricanes here in Florida. If anything comes my way, of course, I will let you guys know. I will be that lunatic that will be showing you. I will be going live in the eye of the hurricane or during the hurricane. I will show you from the approach and the preparedness from a hurricane, during the hurricane, and the aftermath of a hurricane if it happens to come my direction. Yeah, stay safe, Carol. Agreed. Annette, Apple Tree Urban Homestead. My mom thinks I'm crazy having a prepping pantry. I don't understand how the older folks would think that. I just don't understand. The older folks should know better. They went through a lot of tough times. I don't know. But I know it sounds crazy, folks, and I guess some people say you're putting your life on the line for YouTube and stuff like that. But no, I just want to show that being prepared and how beneficial it can be, even during something as horrible as a hurricane. Most hurricanes are more like storms per se. As you know, most Floridians, if it's not above a category 3, they're just out there partying with their generators and their grills. Cat 4, Cat 5, things people start taking a little bit more seriously. I have done that, GreyMan, during a hurricane. Filmed the last couple. That's awesome, stealth mode. That's pretty cool. I'll have to check out your channel if you have them on YouTube. Vanru says, be careful in a hurricane. I will. I'll be as careful as I can. I've been through so many hurricanes, tropical storms, and so on and so forth. And I know there's always a, well, what if this one time it goes sideways for you? Well, I guess it's meant to be, and God has picked my number. Maybe it'll be live streamed. I don't know. Hopefully not. I bet you can kick at it at least halfway into next week. GreyMan live, the next tornado hurricane. Yeah, right, Harvey? That maybe the channel blow up, crazy prepper guy in the middle of a hurricane. Who knows? You're going to be that guy we see on the news on his roof in his underwear waving at helicopters. Yeah, probably, man. What's up, Alien Prepper? Good to see you. Good to see you. That storm is passing me and headed your way all night, Carol. And yeah, a lot of you guys are in the, the first time I ever experienced a tornado was in Michigan. And man, it's an hour. I got to wrap this up, folks. I know other people are going live at 8, so I don't like to cut into other people's time. I want you folks to be able to go check out a bunch of different channels outside of myself, if that's what you're doing. I don't want to I don't want to be on YouTube for 2-3 hours and take away from somebody else's channel. I like to be fair and, use my hour slot that I have. But I forgot what I was saying. Sorry, I got sidetracked by that. I was talking about something about storms, but anyways, we'll talk about it down the road. But don't forget, folks, this Thursday coming up, this Thursday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live giveaway. We're going to be giving away the skin staplers and the surgical kits. I think that's cool. Join me on that live stream, and maybe you have a chance to win something. It's always nice to win free emergency preparedness gear. The topic will be medical preparedness, so we're going to be talking about that kind of stuff there. So if that interests you, join me on Thursday. Win something, learn something. To me, it's a win-win situation, Yes, and if anybody hasn't hit that thumbs up button yet, please do so. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. But all in all, thank you all for joining me on this live stream. I know it didn't go as planned. I do apologize. Things happen. Sometimes things are just moving in a different direction, and I had to address what happened in Texas first. And then we got sidetracked a couple of times, but it's a live stream, and things are bound to go sideways or in different ways than we expect. But thank you all for joining me, all the folks that you have. I truly appreciate your support. I really do. And thank you, mods, for doing the things that you do. I appreciate all your support as well, and making everything run smoothly. Other than that, folks, please be safe out there. And no, folks, you're not alone. You have myself and the great community. So please be safe. Prep up. Be ready for anything. This is GreyMan. I'm out. I'll see you guys on a rebound. God bless.